Thank you guys for coming right back. We're going to go ahead and get into Car Chronicles. Hopefully you guys had a chance to check out our live press coverage for Nolan Wells' autopsy findings. That video is already out there and available for those of you that missed it. You can do a replay on that. Let's go ahead and get into Car Chronicles. Yeah, back-to-back videos, you guys. My apology. I was supposed to come right back on, but I got caught up on a phone call, so I'm back. Y'all know I'll be trying to multitask over here. So thank you all for coming back. Hello to everyone. Shout out to all my top flights for being right back as well. Let's go ahead and get through this show because I gotta go. Okay. Of course, everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right. I gotta play catch up, honey. Lord. All right, first topic, honey. We ain't gonna wait. Let's get on into it. Hold on. I'm gonna wait for him. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into it. We're going to get into some Nolan Wells stuff. Judge Mathis has some things that he had to say. Y'all know he is a judge. Let's go ahead and get his take on what he thinks about this. According to Art of Dialogue, he did an interview. So Judge Mathis says that he doesn't believe that Nolan Wells was drowned, but believes he was unalived. I think everybody thinks that. But let's get into Judge Mathis.
I don't believe he drowned. I believe he was killed. But I'm a judge that has to weigh all the evidence. Preliminarily, that's what I see. You don't leave your friend on an island, seeing that he has left his phone, and not at least go back. You came there with him. You left him there, you say, because he wanted to stay. But you notice that he's left his phone. How was he going to get home in the first place? Wouldn't he need his phone in order to call his transportation? Or they should have known some of that. He would have said, I'm going to get home by such and such way. When you, hey man, I'm not coming. Y'all go ahead. I got a young lady. Okay, man. Is she gonna bring you home?
Right.
How you gonna get home? You don't ask any of those questions. So you must have asked those questions. If you didn't, that's more evidence that I believe contributed to the reasonable suspicion. So I'm with the prosecutor. How about that so far? So you won't have to say that the judge is making conclusions without getting the evidence. The prosecutor has found enough evidence to create a reasonable suspicion that a crime occurred. And now they're going to interview everybody and come up with some answers on whether to indict. So I'm there with the prosecutor so far. Take it to the grand jury. Now I have to wait until what the grand jury comes back with before I support any charge or any lack of charges.
So you feel like it was foul play?
Yes. It doesn't make sense. And it creates a presumption. When you don't have an explanation and someone ends up dead and you hear contradictory or stories that really aren't credible because they make no sense, and you hear the same story from three people, who knows? They may have told 2 or 3 different stories. We don't know. We will know when that grand jury comes back. So that's the case in that scenario. Nolan, a black man, went on a boat ride to a pretty much resort island, not necessarily, just a fun island off the coast of Mississippi. And 4 of them left and went and had fun, and only 3 returned. They then found Nolan dead. His 3 friends that he had come with in the boat had gone and left in the boat and claimed that Nolan stayed behind by himself. And additionally, however, and this is where the first question comes in with me, they say he left his cell phone. They have his cell phone. They had it in their possession. Okay, so if your buddy says to you, I'm leaving, you all go back. I'm staying by myself. No friends, just me wandering around. And then you see that he had left his cell phone. So you see so you say, in the boat. And instead of taking it back to a friend who's on the island by himself, and by the way, did you ask him how he was getting home? So instead of going back, you couldn't be that far off because the phone right in the boat. Say an hour or two. If you're a real friend, you'll drive back on that recreational hour or two on the boat having fun to give your man his phone. Because if he's out there by himself, no question about it, 90% white in the state of Mississippi that has a history of demonizing and black men and killing them in the civil rights era. Most of the civil rights killings occurred in Mississippi, including Medgar Evers, including our dear young brother from Mississippi who was killed, and several others. And so we know that Mississippi has a history of demonizing and marginalizing black men.
All right, so we're gonna stop it there. So that's Judge Mathis' take. Y'all know he is a judge. Okay. So let's get on to some of Nolan's friends who have said some things, and we're gonna get into this interview. Okay, there's an interview that took place with one of the guys that was on the boat, finally speaking out after weeks of Nolan being missing. All right, my thing is, why you ain't said nothing before this? But you sitting down. I look at body language, and we'll talk about it here in a second. But let's go ahead and get into this. Nolan Wells' classmate Lucas says that he saw Nolan and talked to him on the 4th of July. Now, pay attention to what he's saying he observed with Nolan. Shout out to Nicole Everything for getting the video on this. All right, one of Nolan's classmates talks with Inside Edition about his last recollection with Nolan Wells. Let's get into what he had to say.
I'd say he's pretty hammered. He would slur his words. His movement was slow. For so many people. I mean, boats, they're like on top of each other almost. Like, I mean, it was intense.
Lucas Aviz is a college classmate of Nolan at Southwest Mississippi Community College. He says he went to Horn Island with his family and friends on a different boat and ran into Nolan there.
I'd say he's pretty hammered. He would slur his words. His movement was slow. For so many people. I mean, boats, they're like on top of each other.
Y'all hear that? So he's saying Nolan was hammered. Now, if that's not in the toxicology report, somebody lying. Now, let's go ahead and jump on into this interview because that's what I really wanted y'all to see. All right. Let's get into this damn interview, and we're going to take a look at it. Shout out to the Officer Tatum because that's who penned the interview. Nolan Wells' alleged best friend, Warren, who was said to be at this pool party as well, that was videoing an alleged attack. We're going to say an alleged attack. I wasn't there. As we all know, one of Nolan's female friends who said she was at the same pool party that Nolan was said to be at, where she says that Warren and some of the other guys filmed Nolan being attacked, to where Nolan was off to the side throwing up blood and also was gasping for air in this pool where a basketball goal was. We showed you guys a picture, so that is verified that that was an actual thing where we saw the basketball goal in the pool, and we saw off to the side several cans of alcohol where none of these guys were of age to be drinking, and that's a crime in itself if a parent is allowing kids to underage drink. Okay. But let's get into it. He's saying that that he spoke with Nolan several times on the 4th of July and that the group mingled with hundreds of people while Nolan showed no obvious signs that anything was wrong. So let's get into what he had to say. Now, y'all just heard the other friend say that he saw Nolan. He was like toasted. He was like, inebriated and slurring his words and sound like he tried to make it sound like Nolan was a lush and that he was just out of it on the island. So let's get into what Warren Hudson had to say, as he says he spoke with Nolan several times. Let's get into it.
Y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. They are in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, fish.
Y'all pretty much
fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan. And I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. Fish around Horn Island, I fished around Ship Island.
So y'all heard him say Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking. The other friend said that Nolan was like totally out of it when he talked to him, slurring his speech. He said Nolan was fine. Okay, he didn't notice anything off-putting with Nolan. Let's continue on, because there was another piece.
Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou boat launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. It wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and
Wyatt went and put,
and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
And probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats.
So as you guys can hear, there's a lot of people. They're saying it was 3 boatloads of kids going out to celebrate on Horn Island that day. They're saying that one of the boats malfunctioned. As we know, one of the boats tied off to another boat to take it back. There was a call made for someone to come out to help them, and before they could get there, they were already gone. So they canceled that call, which is very interesting, right? Because we already know that we already talked about some type of pump that went out on the boat where water was starting to come into the boat. So they had to hurry up and get the boat back to wherever they had to take it to for it to have some type of maintenance done on said boat. They're trying to say that Nolan was not on the boat. It didn't come back, but Nolan was spotted at this alleged pool party that happened at Wyatt's house. And I just remember the name because I've said it so many times, at Wyatt's house. Where there was some underage drinking there, and it sounds like some type of an attack or assault on Nolan happened at said pool party. I believe that Nolan was put on a boat and taken back out to Horn Island and left face down near the water. And it's very interesting how he, according to the autopsy now, from them saying that he had some alleged bruising or on the back of his head that was very questionable. With his throat missing. I saw somebody put it in the chat saying that maybe there was a noose or some type of choking or strangulation done. I absolutely feel like that's what was done. And I feel like the throat region was taken out to throw off the investigation because why wouldn't you send that? That's definitely pertinent information in the autopsy, right? And you know, should he been drinking? No, but that's irrelevant according to what we're trying to figure out in terms of what happened to him. So let me stop sharing this. There's something else I want to show. Okay. I don't feel, and nothing against this guy, the Officer Tatum, nothing against him. I don't feel like he asked all the right questions in this interview. I'm just be honest with you guys. I just really do not feel like he asked all of the correct questions or all of the spicy questions that he could have answered. Okay. Hold on. I just really don't. I just really don't. Okay. We'll go ahead and pull up. This is like a 17-minute. We're gonna check it out. All of what he had to say. Now I want to see all of it because I pulled some clips. I'm interested to hear all of what was said. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at it if you guys don't mind. Lucky I'm working half a day today. I gotta take my time because I'm really caught up on what I need to be caught up on, so I can kind of pay a little more attention to this. Let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to the Officer Tatum. Let's get into all of what this interview had to say.
Some very pointed questions. I mean, just straight out. The first thing I want to ask you is, did you kill Nolan? All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last 2 days. Went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things, and the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you, it's a bunch of y'all. But you know, some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, you know, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me.
Can you guys understand what he's saying? I had to speed it up because it's lagging. Okay. My question is, and I'm going to be stopping in between to kind of give commentary because we can't just allow it to play according to YouTube rules and standards. Now, my question is, with this particular person here, all right, Nolan's friend, why did he not attend? If Nolan was this close to you, he grew up with you, y'all went to middle school together, he's been to your house, you've been to his house, y'all were like friends like that, like a brother. Why did you not attend his funeral to pay your last respect, right? As a friend, if something happened to my friend, I'm going to the funeral. I'm going to be there. I'm going to cry with everybody else. I'm going to be there to help and hug the mother and father and show them my support. I'm going to send cards of condolences. I'm going to be around them. I'm going to show them that I am also sad and that I'm also feeling a way that my friend, my brother, this person who I have publicly announced was like my best friend to me is no longer here. And I feel a way about that. This person did not attend the funeral. Let's keep going.
And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells. Yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Mm-hmm. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys. Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out.
If you my friend, you ain't never been to my house. You don't know my mama. I got some friends that I grew up with, went to middle school, and I've been to their house, and they know my parents, and I know theirs. You know what I mean? How is it that you've never ever been to his house, but he's like a brother to you, and he's always had to come to your house? Does that not seem a little weird? Every day when we're back home from school, in high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I got really close. It was a COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies. And Nolan and I just got super tight because we get a Waffle House once a week together, eat. And I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never, you know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, so you only met his dad one time when y'all were in 8th grade. Fast forward, Nolan is graduated and going to college, and you've never been to his house. You've never been around his parents. You don't know his parents like that. That's weird. If he's like a brother and he's anytime that you've ever seen him or hung out with him, he'd had to come to your house. According to his mom, all his friends were welcome over there. Hell, after Nolan passed, all of his friends gathered at Nolan's house with his mom and dad. You guys were nowhere in sight.
And it changed our relationship. And Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as anyone else. So,
and walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
Right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah,
was it something that you guys did more than just this year? It's a 2-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. Being from the Gulf Coast, there's boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we were home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, And Nolan loved to do that too. I mean, he was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, have a good time with the guys. And that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us. And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And but
why are you making it sound like Nolan was a tag along? Like they were going to go and Nolan was trying to come with us. Like if you guys invited him, it wasn't him trying to come with you. He was invited, because that's what it was originally said, that Nolan was invited to come with you guys on this particular trip on the 4th of July. So the fact that I'm going to chop down everything he's motherfucking saying, because I don't believe shit he's saying. Nolan was trying to come with us like he was this third wheel, just trying to hang out with y'all, and y'all really didn't want him there, but you allowed him to come just for, whatever reason.
Starting 4th of July, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me. And I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck. And first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy, and we went, filled the top of the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach. And I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house. And that's where we all plan to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who are you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. It wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out, where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the statements that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island. I mean, there was 3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats. Yeah. I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats. Right. What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart, because we had a lot of friends from college coming down. And I called Bart that morning. I was like, "Hey man, can you take your boat out?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, my dad decided not to go, and I'll take the boat. And I'll take you and your friends." Of course, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I rode out there with Bart. And
you said y'all arrived all at the same time, right? Did he not say that? I listened very well. He said that there were 3 boats. They all came and arrived at the same time. So you said you contacted your friend, and then he arrived.
A lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. there was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was probably ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit more than the audience do because we went out there a little earlier because I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there. Of course. But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Was it like a big party? Like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like, it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up because I'm envisioning a picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island.
Of course not.
A few people. This is thousands of people out there. Right. And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles.
Yeah.
A boat. When we went out there earlier today.
He's asking irrelevant questions and it's really getting me mad. Who the fuck cares how many rows of boats? Like, get to what happened.
When we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July. And everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park because they want to be around other people. And the East End's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like every area of Horn Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do? When I say jump out, you're obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Everybody is fully prepared for 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need because, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up because the tide line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you're probably got neck deep in water, but if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. But when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got in the water. Then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group, and then next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us, and then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking. It's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves, and it's a big party, basically, big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time, just like anybody would imagine. 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women. You probably had alcohol, so y'all having a good time. Yeah, of course. And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups out there, 3 boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group. Right. Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. It was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with islands. And I feel like it was just a big, I talked to Nolan, and, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody. And
why was that pertinent information for him to say it in that? Would you say everybody was drinking? Nolan was drinking. Yeah, everybody was drinking.
Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan, my buddy James, Nolan, and I can tell you, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. There was hundreds of people I knew out there. So
yeah, and Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship. Right. And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him. Right. And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. He's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan. And Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. You know, no one takes anything that serious. You know, we enjoy our time together. You know, I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, you know, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, you know, all my buddies are the same exact way. You know, Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like explain that, because you guys got there around 10. Yeah. It's now 4:30. Right. People are still out there partying and they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So we got to wait for part 2. So there's 2 parts to this interview. So he only released part 1. Once part 2 is released, it's going to go into what happened when they left. Okay, which I hope they mention this pool party situation. So as you guys can see here, part 2 coming soon. We'll be waiting for part 2 of the interview to drop. He's probably editing whatever he has to do, not sure. But I will spin the block and play part 2 for you guys. But that's it. That's all he's dropped so far. This is just the introduction into them getting to the island. What happened? You know, he already mentioned, you know, Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking. So everybody's just out doing typical 4th of July happenings, partying on the water, fishing, So we'll get back into part 2. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of what happened when they arrived, wherever they arrived, and what may have happened to Nolan. So we can kind of dig through that. Okay. But let's continue on, because that's all that they have on that. Let's get into this David case. All right. We're moving on from Nolan to David's case. All right. That was 17 minutes of that particular interview. Shout out to 200 watching. Let's get into the David case. All right. I mean, to Carmelo's case. I'm sorry. Carmelo's case. So the attorney believes, according to CBS News Texas, attorney believes that Carmelo Anthony's 35-year sentence will be upheld in the appeal. Okay. Said it is clear that many of these claims don't match what actually happened in court. So Carmelo Anthony was convicted of unaliving Austin Metcalf and sentenced to 35 years in prison. As we know, Mike Howard, the lead defense attorney, has filed an affidavit as part of Anthony's appeal, alleging prosecutors violated a gentleman's agreement to avoid introducing a character or background information about Anthony, Austin Metcalf, or Hunter Metcalf. But Willis says that the court transcripts obtained by CBS News Texas tell a different story. Let's go ahead and get into this that I ran across so we can give you guys an update on that. Again, shout out to CBS News Texas.
It's clear that many of these claims don't match what actually happened in court.
This portion of the trial transcript from a private meeting between Judge John Roach Jr., prosecutors, and defense attorneys representing Carmelo Anthony contradict claims made in an appeal affidavit, according to the Collin County District Attorney's Office. Those claims made by lead defense attorney Mike Howard suggest that prosecutors violated a gentleman's agreement to try the case without introducing any character or background information about Anthony, Austin Metcalf, or his twin brother Hunter. Howard contends that the agreement hampered his ability to use expert witnesses or even call Anthony to testify in his own defense by only allowing the jury to know about what happened under the tent that day. The agreement became a problem for defense attorneys because it would limit what they could ask Anthony without violating it. Howard's new affidavit says he was 99% sure before the trial that Anthony would testify. He blames part of the reason he didn't on being rushed during the closed-door hearing and the judge declining to extend our time beyond 10 minutes. But the trial transcript shows that behind closed doors, the judge gave Anthony a lengthy explanation of his rights and that the defense had more than a half hour beyond that to consider their next move, even allowing Anthony to...
Regardless if he told him about his rights, if Carmelo did not understand said rights or what was being told to him, then that's also a direct contradiction as well, because you can't hold him to something that he doesn't understand, right? Even though you told him, it's up to his attorney to break that down to make sure he understands the next phase and what's going on in terms of what the judge has already told him. Let's keep going. It sounds like they rushed through this case and they were rushing to get to this 35-year sentence, which I feel they already knew they were going to give him prior to the case even starting.
To consult with his parents before telling the judge, I don't want to testify.
What was your reaction to seeing this affidavit?
I was surprised, I was disappointed, and frankly, a little confused. I mean, I was there for every minute of the trial, and Bill Wersky and our prosecution team, they conducted this case so fairly and cleanly and professionally.
Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, did not respond to our request for comment. Howard will not be part of the upcoming appeal, but the DA's office will, and expressed confidence the murder conviction and 35-year prison sentence Anthony received for killing Austin Metcalf will stand.
Y'all hear that? That's the update on that. Not according to the 6 attorneys that they put on this appeal case. So we're going to have to see what happens. There was a lot of rights that have been violated in terms of Carmelo Anthony. Hopefully they can have this overturned and have him have a new plea of self-defense, because that's exactly what it was. And also have some character witnesses come in, and also have the analysis coming in of Carmelo's epilepsy. What is it? What's it? Something that he had going on? Not epilepsy. It was something that he had to where he had seizures and stuff like that going on, which they're saying which was could have contributed to the actions that happened on that day. So they didn't take any of that into consideration. But again, they have not announced when the appeal case will be. So we're still waiting on all of that. They say that it could take up to a year. We don't know, but they are still preparing. And once we get updates on that, we'll give you guys that as well. Let's keep going. According to Vlad TV, Chris Blake Griffith, who has a open case on Stefan Diggs, speaks on rumors that he and Stefan Diggs were in some type of GAY relationship. Let's get into that.
Into the incident. Yeah. You have kids.
I do have kids, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you a heterosexual man, gay man, bisexual man?
I am a heterosexual man. I am a straight man. I know that like people teeter the line of like saying straight and heterosexual can technically mean different things.
Does it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Duran Bernard just did this whole segment on the JBP where he was breaking down the difference between hetero and straight. And I didn't really listen to all of it, but for that community, I just want to be very technically clear. I am both straight. I am heterosexual. I have never had a back and forth or physical. I've never been with a man, and no man has ever been with me.
Okay.
The reason that I feel like whatever allegations surface and people run with the narrative that maybe perhaps myself and Stefan were dating, I think people, they can run with that because a picture's worth 1,000 words. When you ask me, I don't think I was in no relationship with this man, but I do know that when we used to go to stores and things like that, I didn't pay for anything. There's a photographer standing on the side. He doesn't get to shop. His brother, he doesn't get to shop. These other guys, they don't get to shop. They just stand along the wall. The girls are shopping. In my mind, I'm shopping too, but in my head, I'm not thinking.
So he's paying for everything.
Yeah, he's paying for everything, but I'm not thinking I'm like one of the girls.
Right. And because to be completely fair, and the way you present yourself, some people could think, oh, okay, this is a gay man. It's not an insult. It just is what it is, right?
1,000%.
If you came out and said, hey, I'm gay, I don't think the world would be shocked to be like, no, not this guy. Yeah, not to say it's not an insult or whatever else. At the end of the day, everyone has their own preferences.
And I'm not insulted because I know I'm not. That's the difference. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what and at the point in time, I'm walking around and I love my baby. My eldest boy, his name is Milo Blake. I'm putting MILO $BLAKE on my nails. I would do it when I was a kid in grade school. I used to write on my nails with Sharpie. Now in black. And now I'm putting my son's name on my nails. He might look at that and be like, oh, he's a little sweet. In reality, I'm just getting my shit off the way I want to because I live my life.
I don't know any straight men that want to be out here painting on their nails. That's some feminine shit right there. Not to call him that way or moist, to say he's moist in any way, shape, or form, but it's giving moist vibes. It's giving zesty vibes just a little, right? Like I said the same thing about Dwayne Wade out here painting his toenails and painting his fingernails. Like it's for a straight male, that's just not normal behavior for a male to want to be painting on his nails like that. Even if you love your son like that. My husband love his son, but he don't wear no fucking nail polish, and he damn sure don't be writing on his nails to show his love and adoration for his child.
Like I pay my own bills and I don't take. So in my head, I can do what the fuck I want to do. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not my mind.
Okay, got it. So, we have that cleared up.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Leading into the incident, you have kids.
I do have kids, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you a heterosexual man?
So I feel like he took the long way around of explaining his sexuality, and not that he had to explain it, but I mean the question was asked in this interview. If you saw that Stefan was kind of treating you or giving you the treatment like the females that he was probably trying to get close to or sleep with, that would have been a red flag to me. Most guys who hang out with guys who are straight males, if you go into the store and you pick a drink and throw it on the counter and say, "Hey man, I got you, don't worry about it." Yeah, but if you just out here on shopping sprees with the girls that he is trying to be smashing and dashing with, and he's trying to treat you like he treat them, he's kind of showing you a little sexual attention, like trying to lick in your ear or trying to touch you in certain ways, or revealing himself in the car like you claimed that he did by showing his schlong, we'll call it that for YouTube's sake. It kind of gives, like, when you're hanging around him and he's showing you that type of attention and you are not making it very clear that you're not interested in that type of way, then it kind of makes him maybe feel like you are with whatever he's doing. Okay. And then too, if he's buying you things, then he feels like he's buying your affection and your attention. And if you're not saying, "Hey, no, I'm good, I got my own money," then you kind of putting the icing on the cake and kind of opening the door, among other things, right? Okay. For him to kind of show you that type of reciprocation like he do to other girls, if you will, right? Because I know these girls hang around because they want all the little gifts and all this that comes with being around Stefan. I'm pretty sure he's generous with his money when these people are around him. But if you see he ain't spending no money on the fellas and you the only one he's spending on in addition to the girls, that means he's trying to get at you. I mean, right? That's how I would see. It's just giving those types of vibes. That's all, right? So even though you did not allow him to touch you in certain ways, because Stefan, he paints his nails as well. I've seen him with a little skirt or two on, right? So if he's kind of giving these vibes and then you're kind of hanging around him and you're painting nails, it's kind of giving like he's looking at you like, oh, he's into what I'm into, even though out of your mouth you're saying I'm hetero or I'm a straight male, but your actions and the way you carry yourself shows that you're carrying yourself the way he does. So this is probably why he's hitting on you and showing this type of attention towards you. And when you're like this, when he's trying to touch you, he's confused because maybe you didn't push your hand away other times that you guys hung out. I don't know. This shit is weird, but let's continue, child. Let's get back into this Malcolm Jamal Warner. Child, thank y'all so much, okay? Thank y'all. That shit weird. Ain't no woman be like, if I'm hanging out with my homegirls, they know don't come up on me on that shit where you dancing up on. I don't like that shit because I'm not that way. Only my dude can come and get behind me and grind up on me and dance up on me. I don't do that shit. Women know don't come up on me on that shit. I'm not gay and nothing against somebody that is. Like, I don't play like that. Right. And I'll make it very clear to you so you know I ain't on that type of shit. Right. Don't come up on me, rubbing up on me. I don't like that shit. Don't do that with me. Because that's a quick way to get, one to the dome and get cussed out real good. All right. I don't play like that. I just don't play like that. So you have to make people really understand, because some of these people feel like it's okay to kind of touch you in certain ways and get up behind you and be humping up on you and grinding up on you. These girls now, when you go to the clubs, that's how they dance. Like a nigga, get behind you and want to grind up on you. But if you don't make it clear that, I'm not with that, get the fuck up off me like that, then they feel like it's okay. And then the next thing you know, you turned out. But let's get into this. Shout out to Baller Alert. Yesterday, we talked about Malcolm Jamal Warner's now widow, his wife. Has sued his mother. And now we're finding out that he did not have a will. Okay. Shout out to Lonnie Love, who appears to be, I guess, close to them. She has dropped T in terms of the Malcolm Jamal Warner legal battle and claims that there was no will. So, of course, the wife is suing for $1.2 million. She's also going after the family trust. Y'all still don't sit out my hand. Yeah, that's some weird shit. But anyway, let's go ahead and read. Comedian Lonnie Love is urging Malcolm Jamal Warner's widow and mother to end their growing estate battle before the conflict causes more pain for the late actor's daughter. Well, 1.2 million on the table. That ain't gonna happen. But let's continue. Lonnie Love weighs in after Baller Alert reported that Warner's widow, Tanisha Warner, had filed a lawsuit against his mother, Pamela Warner, seeking more than $1.2 million from a family trust. Now, in the comments, Love claimed that Warner died without leaving a will and suggested that that his unexpected death created confusion over who had legal authority to handle his affairs. Now, there was no will, according to said that Malcolm did not think that he would pass so early. I'm pretty sure he, like I said yesterday, went on vacation not thinking that he was going to drown on vacation. Nobody thinks that, right? So the wife was not concerned next of kin, and his mom is executor of the estate. So his mom, I mean, I'm not sure why his wife wasn't next. Well, yeah, I'm not sure why his wife was not put on his stuff and then his mom was. Maybe he didn't trust her that way. I don't know. But it said that they both need to work things out for the sake of his daughter, according to Lonnie Love. Now, it said the Instagram commented by Lonnie Love verified about Malcolm's will, noting wife and mom as a state executor and needed to sort things out for his daughter, Avatar, and heart icon visible. It says that Love's comment places Warner's child at the center of a legal dispute that currently involves allegations of unpaid life insurance, salary, retirement, contributions, and anniversary payments. All right. I told you guys that every year that they're married, that she was supposed to get X amount of dollars, thousands of dollars. But this happens and she's not received anything. So she is now going after the estate. So according to, we're not going to read all this because we don't care. Not saying I don't care, but it's irrelevant right now. What was said is that what Lonnie Love put out, and I don't even know how she knew that. Obviously, she must be very close to the family to know that there was no will. I'm surprised with Malcolm Jamal Warner being a very intelligent individual and having the millions of dollars that he had, why he did not have a sitting will so that, you know, this confusion would not be the way it is, especially if you made all of these contractual agreements with your said wife, then that you're going to give her X amount of money here, there. All of these things should have been definitely handled in the way that it should have been, because now it's a huge mess now that he's gone. So according to Lonnie Love, she says that there was no will. Malcolm didn't think that he would pass early. The wife was not concerned. Next of kin, the wife was not concerned. Said next of kin and his mom is executor of the estate. Said that they both need to work things out for the sake of his daughter. So this is what Lonnie Love is saying. Okay, obviously she must be very close to the mom, Malcolm Jamal Warner's mom, because how would she know that, right? But this is sad. I hope they figure it out, and I hope they can do it amicably. But the wife want 1.2 mil from his estate. Let's move along. Sad situation right there, man. I hate when people be fighting when somebody passed. That's just, oh, that's hard. All right, so Blueface, guys, Blueface house got swatted. They're trying to say that it was Krishan Rock that did it because she's upset that he is with girlfriend Nevaeh and that Nevaeh's son spends more time with Blueface. Recently, Krishan and Blueface did have an argument. Blueface did recently hang up on Krishan when she tried to check him about him not spending time with Krishan Jr. And she also made an allegation to say that Blueface was molesting Nevaeh's son, which I don't believe that. I need more proof on that. You need more people on that, Krishan. But she's upset and that Blueface has moved on and that she's not in that spot anymore. That's how I feel, shit. But Blueface gets placed in a cop car after a swatting call was made at his home. Let's take a look at that, okay?
Hi, Sheriff's Department. Put your hands up for me. Turn around and start walking back towards the sound of my voice over here for me.
They called the SWAT on us.
Huh?
His fucking chat. Mm-hmm.
The police officer out there. Mom, look, the police officer out there.
Mind you, you know Blueface is on probation, so any of this here could violate him with the police being called. You know, say they go in his house and they find some weed or something like that, he could be violated for that. Depending on what, if he's in California, probably not, because weed is legal there. But any old thing, Krishan is just, they're saying that Krishan is behind the SWAT being called on Blueface because she's upset about this whole Nevaeh situation. Let's keep
What? I don't know.
Feet are hot.
Stay calling.
My feet are hot. God damn. My name's Jonathan. Can you tell me what this is about? Oh, they swatted us.
Huh?
They swatted us. Oh, my feet are hot.
Hey, how many people inside?
Just a kid.
People don't care.
2 guys and a girl.
People
So
do
what's
not
that,
care
4?
at all.
4? All right.
They're all right here though. What?
Okay, who has the camera?
That's my camera guy.
Just your camera guy?
Yeah.
All right.
His name's Mill. Yeah.
Mill?
They have
Mill.
no care in the world. Like
Mill,
M-I-L-L?
They'll come out if you just tell them.
Yeah.
No.
We all cooperative.
All right. Go ahead and step in real quick.
Hey, if you can hear me, make sure y'all come out. It's just little protocol shit.
I want John's mom.
You want John's?
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll be okay, I promise. You'll be okay.
Hear me,
Don't
three?
worry. No, I think Superior thinks something's wrong. Like, this shit is not cool.
Hi, Sheriff's Department. Put your hands up for me. Turn around and start.
This could have ended bad, right? This could have ended bad. Had he come out and maybe reached for like his phone or something, and they thought he was reaching for a weapon, they could have fired on him. They had rifles pulled on this guy. So for alleged to be Krishan have called and swatted this boy's house with a whole child in the house, that could have been traumatic. That could have gone a completely different way. Mind you, Nevaeh is carrying, she's pregnant. This could have been bad, right? Damn, Krishan. If she did it, because that's what is alleged, that she called and had his house swatted. Obviously, they didn't find anything. They did wind up letting him go. His mom, I did see where Carlissa, which is Blueface's mom, she was spazzing out on social media and throwing out all types of insinuations and threats towards Krishan, as to say that Krishan was behind it because she's mad that Blueface will not come back to her. This is some toxic bullshit, right? But let's continue on. Let's get into some reality TV talk. We only have 2 topics, and then we're going to get up off this video, all right? Because we did a back-to-back today, and I gotta go. So let's get into some Real Housewives of Atlanta talk. Cynthia Bailey speaks on the conversation about Shamia and Portia's mother. She says, I don't like it. I just think that it's completely disrespectful and inappropriate to be discussing moms on the show in this very distasteful way. I agree. But then again, as I said before, anytime you're in an argument, there are no fair words, okay? The goal is to hit below the belt and for me to hurt you before you hurt me with words or maybe hands if need be. But you can't really gauge what a person is going to say when you're in the middle of an argument. But I feel if Shamia was trying to fix her friendship, situationship with Portia, then going below the belt in terms of speaking on someone's mother was not the way to go. And Portia reciprocated because Shamia brought it up. Not taking up for Portia, neither one of them should have said anything about each other's mother, because at one point in time you guys saw each other's mother like a second mother. But now that it's gone to hell and to the point of no return, let's go ahead and get into what Cynthia Bailey had to say.
Of all my years on the show, I think this whole mom conversation is the most uncomfortable for me. I don't like it. I do not like it. I've never liked it. I just think it's completely disrespectful and inappropriate to be discussing moms on the show in this way, in this very distasteful way. I'll just say that.
Do you know their moms?
I do.
Okay.
And they're both wonderful women. They have both always just been very lovely and very kind to me. So, and even if I didn't, I would still just respect them in a mom's space.
Yes.
They're not a part of the show in that way. Like whatever Portia and Shamia has going on, they signed up for this.
Yeah.
Our kids don't sign up for it. I don't really think our moms signed up for it in this type of way. I don't want to go too deep into this because it's a very sensitive subject. And I know a lot of people online have a lot to say about it. But I do want to just point out that of all my years on the show, I think this whole mom conversation is the most uncomfortable for me. I don't like it. I do not like it. I've never liked it. I just think it's completely disrespectful and inappropriate to be discussing moms on the show in this way, in this very distasteful way. I'll just say that.
Do you know their moms?
I do.
Okay.
And they're both wonderful women. They have both always. I do want to just point out that I have never liked this topic. Like my mom, I would be mortified if my mom was being discussed online in this way.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, as a mother, like how we are protective of our kids, I'm protective of my mom. So I hoped that there was a big conversation at the reunion about this topic, of course. And I really hoped that that was where it was going to say, but that didn't end up happening. So,
what ignited the online stuff? This was like a podcast
honestly,
or an interview. Like all of a sudden, what I saw was Portia saying, I'm in Bahamas. And then she threw out another accusation. But clearly that was she was triggered.
I think what happened was the show was aired. Like we lived it.
Oh, I see.
So now the show is on.
Okay.
And now the public is giving their opinions about what they watch.
Yeah.
I think that's what triggered the situation. I do want to just point out that I have.
So you guys see what happened. Yeah, I guess anybody would be mortified to find out that their mom was discussed in that type of way. Yeah, that's effed up. All right. I also want to throw out there too and let you guys know. Sorry to be jumping around a lot. Let me go ahead and pull this up too, because I want you guys to see this with Krishan Child, because she's doing the fucking most. We're gonna get up off that too in a second. But Ariana did a post and delete, you guys. Hold on. I'm trying to give y'all all the news, child, today. All right. I want y'all to see this video of Krishan Child crying over damn Blueface. Okay, about walking away from him for good. I'm gonna go ahead and play that. But before I get into this, after we just showed where it said that she was alleged to have had Blueface's house swatted, Ariana did a post and delete on yesterday, you guys. And I'm gonna have to get the actual post so that I can give it to you guys when I go live again. But from what was brought to my attention, she made a post and delete on Instagram that says the urge to never be seen again. Not sure what she meant about that, because there were rumors that she's supposed to be on the next 30 episode or one of the next 30 episodes of Love and Marriage Huntsville for the new season coming up. Not sure what may be going on between she and Martell behind the scenes. Who knows, right? Y'all know she is working as an LPN nurse or whatever at the hospitals there in Huntsville. But there were rumors that she and Martell may have been having some type of spat or some type of whatever going on, but she was saying the urge to never be seen again. So is she saying indirectly that she's not coming back or trying to be back on the show again, or not going to be messing around with Martell? Or we don't know what it is. Y'all know that whole post was to me like a subliminal. I feel like if you're going to say something like that, then say what you mean and mean what you say. But she did make a post and delete, for those of you that care, that says the urge to be never seen again. So I don't really know what she meant by that, but she did say it. Now, let's get into this right here where Krishan became emotional on stream while opening up about her ongoing situation with Blueface, which would probably have something to do with why she was alleged to have called and had his house swatted, because she's mad that he is showing love and affection. Y'all just saw the video yesterday where Blueface kissed Nevaeh on live and was showing her all types of affection and saying that Krishan was trying to take her spot, but Krishan could not take her spot because he was done messing with her. Let's get into it.
I'm just happy I have people calling to check up. Because I got a good heart and like he can have that chain, bro. I really don't want no parts with that guy.
You do. Mind you, too, I'm going to tell y'all a couple days ago, Blueface already came out to say, and he apologized to Nevaeh because he said he cheated on Nevaeh recently with Krishan. So Krishan was said to have just slept with Blueface, but now you're on here crying because you're saying you're ending things for good. You always say that when you don't get your way with him, and then you go trying to remove that tattoo off your face, but you just slept with this man who you say you don't care about. But then when he's not showing you the attention that you want, then it's, oh, let me call and SWAT his house or try to get him violated for probation. Right now, here she is crying and carrying on. It's weird.
And it's crazy because people really like will pretend in your face that, you know, I'm supporting your new journey. You look good now, when really they be trying to just bring you back down.
This was 22 hours ago, right? So you see how emotional she is. So once Blueface's house got swatted, immediately people said, oh, Krishan did that shit, right? It gives that Krishan has this get back attitude when she doesn't get what she wants, or someone's trying to hold her accountable, or they're cutting her off when she wants to be around them. Kind of how like, let's go back to Ronnie, who is no longer here. Ronnie went and filed paperwork through the courts for a paternity test for Junior. They had a court date the next week. He's standing outside just chilling, talking on the phone. Some random person roll up and pow him and unalive him. So now he can't go to court, and the truth come out about Ronnie being the father of Krishan's son. So now that Blueface has gone live to show his love and affection for Nevaeh, who is carrying his child, who is about to be giving birth any day now, Krishan feels a way because someone else is now having Blueface's son or child, because we don't know if it's a son or a daughter. And the fact that Blueface is hanging around Nevaeh's son who lives with them, because they do live together, she's upset. So you thought that by going and meeting up with him, that you slept with him, that you thought that your punani was going to turn his head and make him leave Nevaeh and be with you, only for him to go back to be with Nevaeh and still stay there with her and that child. That didn't work for you. So now let me call SWAT and SWAT his house. And then you're sitting here on live crying and telling people that you're opening up about walking away from Blueface for good. You've said this 100,000 times, but you still go back and lay with him. You still go back and stalk him. We saw you with the hoodie on, standing in the dark with shades when he was at some party. He didn't even know she was there. This girl is psycho. You need to focus on your son, and you need to get some therapy. You need to get some type of psychiatric help, because this shit is not normal. I don't know what Blueface be doing to these girls to make them feel like they just cannot let him go. But this girl is really gone in the dome when it comes to him. And if he don't get some type of restraining order against her ass, he gonna be next like Ronnie. And I'm not speaking to existence, but when Krishan don't get what she want, we already see the outcome of that. She is directly connected to the gang, right? She's directly connected to the gang. The girl is psycho. She really needs some help. Let's move along. Last topic. All right. So Carlos is saying he's got some inside Bravo connections about some alleged physical altercation that was supposed to go down between Portia and Shamia this past season. Okay, so let's get into that. So Real Housewives of Atlanta, Carlos Peach, it says that Carlos King confirms that Portia Williams and Shamia Morton fight remain non-physical, okay? Because people were trying to say that the two of them got into a physical altercation. That's the rumor that was circulating, that the two of them got into some type of physical where somebody's hand, somebody got some hands or something on the show. But let's go ahead and get into what Carlos has to say, because obviously he feels he still has Bravo connections, even though he don't work for Bravo no more. Okay, he want to be Andy so bad. Shout out to Housewives from a Housewife. This is our last topic. Let's get into this, then we're gonna go.
One thing that I do want to clear up, because I know there were rumors circulating at the time that they did film Scotland, that a big physical fight broke out.
Yeah,
had to be separated. I'm gonna go on record saying that no, Shamia and Portia never were in a moment of being separated because they were about to fight. So I want to go on record saying that never happened. So I know things were circulating that could have been something that was edited out. It wasn't at all. That never happened. Listen, let's call a spade and let's have a real conversation, right? Yes, Portia has been on the show since season 5, and yes, she definitely has some physical altercations. We know it. We've seen it. They sometimes flash back to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that what Portia is trying to do is not be that.
Before this season, Spicy 17 aired, there were rumors circulating about a physical altercation between Portia and Shamia during the international trip. In this clip, Carlos King, during his Monday Night Live, denies that any such thing happened.
And one thing that I do want to clear up.
So they're saying there was not a physical altercation, even though that was the rumor that was circulating around for quite some time while the show is still on. But that Shamia and Portia got into a physical altercation. Now, it could have been a physical altercation and it could have been edited out, right? Because it was said that the two of them did get into it. You guys saw how heated it was at the table. And if Portia is trying to change the narrative of how she's seen on national television, y'all saw how calm she was trying to portray herself to be. When we know Portia is the pop-off queen, Portia will pop off like without notice, right? What's to say that she didn't reach out and touch Shamia in a scene and they decided, or she maybe told production and editing to take that out because she doesn't want to be viewed as that on national television, being that she's already had past altercations and fights on the show before, right? What's to say this shit didn't happen? Who knows? Carlos, you're not a part of production anymore with Bravo, so how would you know that? How would you know that? Okay. I don't know. I don't know if they had a fight or not, but I do know it was said that they did have some type of physical knockdown, drag out on the damn show. But we did see that they did have a very, very messy argument, which included mamas. And we all know that don't nothing pop off no good old fight, honey, like a good old mama joke, or you bringing somebody's mama into the equation when you're in an argument, right? That'll get a party started. that'll get a fight started right there, talking about somebody's mama, right? So who knows what happened? But from what we know is they still don't fool with each other. There's still a lot of tension between the two of them. We did hear Shamia say on Watch What Happens Live to Andy Cohen that she said, "Hey, Portia, you won. I'm done. I don't wish to argue no more or keep talking about this." She said, "I'm out of it. I don't want to talk about it no more. I ain't arguing no more. You won." So for all we know, she is kind of, waving the red. She's waving the white flag. Okay, to say, hey, she ain't trying to be doing this no more. Whatever Portia has to say after that, she's just gonna let her have it. From what we know, we'll just have to wait and see. But that's the only update I have on that, guys. We're gonna get on out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to tap on the like button. All right. Thank you. Plus all my top flight mods, Stephanie Thomas, Rose Armstead, and True TV Podcast. Thank y'all for modding. Thank you to all the content creators that join us live as well as my caramelians in the chat as well as in the bushes. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to get on out of here until the next video. Bye.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Bye.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm